Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Nayeli. I normally post skincare, beauty, and fashion videos here on YouTube. And for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the best selling and most popular skincare products from Korean skincare. And really the way that I found this was by going online to different websites that offer Korean skincare like Stylevana, Illiyoon, Yesstyle, and I basically did a search where I went from best-selling or most popular or something like that, then just kind of looked at products that weren't too expensive. So hopefully some of these products are things that you guys haven't seen before. I am genuinely very interested in trying a lot more Korean skincare brands that are out there, just because I have come to find out that Korean skincare is so advanced in their ingredients and formulations of products. So it's so exciting to find new things that haven't even reached the US. So just a background on my skin, I have oily yet dehydrated skin that tends to be acne prone, especially obviously that time of the month. I tend to get like the hormonal acne. I actually got a couple right here because I just finished being on my period. So one of the things that have been tried and true for me that I'm not gonna highlight very much on this video because I've talked about it on a separate video where I talk about one of the BTS members' skincare routine. I actually spoke about this Zeroid or Zero ID, still not sure how to pronounce it, pimp-proof foaming cleanser, which is great for oily and troubled skin. This is such a good cleanser that it honestly can be kind of drying to my skin. So whenever I was looking up these products, I focused on hydration, moisturization to kind of help my moisture barrier remain intact or to not be affected as much by my cleanser, because like I said, like it really does such a good job. And I think that that's why my pimples started coming out again, because I was trying not to use this every single day. And so some days I'll go off and use a Vanic Cream cleanser, which is great. It's nice and gentle, but I find that it's not combative enough to the pimples that are coming out in my face, so they tend to sprout again. Not that the cleanser is bad in any way, I just think that this worked really well for my skin in terms of keeping my pimples at bay. So I'm still kind of trying to mess with that, using my Zeroid cleanser some days, using my Vanic Cream foaming cleanser other days, but still trying to continue to use my moisturizing ingredients. So anyways, the first product that I want to bring to your guys' attention is the Beauty of Joseon's Repair Serum that includes ginseng and snail mucin. In my mind, I kind of saw it like as more of a gentle hydrating serum. I basically would use it right after my cleanse. I felt like it wasn't doing anything bad, but I also felt like it wasn't doing a whole lot in general. But looking at the ingredients, I can see that there is a lot to like about this product, because right at the top it has the Panax ginseng root water. It has the snail secretion filtrate pretty high up on the ingredient list, which I think is really, really good. It also includes dipropylene glycol, water, niacinamide, glycerin, among other ingredients, which niacinamide is such an awesome ingredient in general. It helps with oil production, it helps with acne, it helps with hyperpigmentation, like it literally does it all. So it's really nice to see that products like these do include some really star ingredients. Although the star ingredient of this was more so the ginseng, which the ginseng here says that it's going to help with circulation to help plump the areas of fine lines and wrinkles. For some reason, I just think of ginseng as an ingredient that's gonna like wake you up. It's one of those like ancient ingredients in Asian culture that is used for its healing properties. So it genuinely does seem like a really nice little serum. It also mentions on here that it has a pH of 6, which whenever we're trying to put on skincare products onto our bodies, we wanna try to stay with a pH level similar to our own, just so that it doesn't disrupt our skin barrier. And our average, our pH is going to be somewhere around like a 5 to 6, just depending. Every person might be a little bit different, but it normally stays within that range. And with this being a pH of 6, I think it's pretty good. It's not very basic, it's not very acidic, so it's really a product that's not gonna mess with our barrier very much. So I like that. Another thing that I really liked is that it doesn't have any fragrance, which is really, really nice for me. It doesn't include parabens and sulfates, which I don't really care about. No artificial colors, no alcohol, no silicone, mineral oil, or essential oils. I like that it doesn't have essential oils and fragrance, just because those can be ingredients that can irritate the skin. But everything else that I just mentioned, like the parabens, the colors, the alcohols, don't really care about. I really like the way that it looks coming out from the dropper. It has like all these little bubbles, and so it's just really cute. It kind of has this brown color to it. And for snail mucin, I think that you would normally think that it's going to be very like icky and gooey, but it's really not like that. It's very, very lightweight, which I like, but I think that it stays on your skin for longer than other products. It's very gentle. It feels very gentle on the skin. It's very soft and lightweight. So I would definitely recommend this product. Genuinely really enjoyed it. I also just really love the packaging. It's so pretty. And then it came in this almost like recyclable little box. And I like how this part right here is very like nice and soft. Just really like the look. I really enjoyed it thus far, and I will continue to be using it basically quite often. So for this next ingredient, I think I was initially gonna say not super positive things about it, but I put it on before recording the video, and I just really love the scent that it has. It smells like so fresh. I don't even know what the scent of it is. It might be like the Centella or the tea tree leaf water, like I don't know. But it is this iUnik Centella Calming Gel Cream. I had seen Hiram talk this up so much, so I thought I would try it. I wanted to try things for my oily skin that were still gonna moisturize my skin like back in the day. So I've had this one for quite a while actually, but I just know that a lot of people do like this product. But upon using it, I just felt like it wasn't doing a whole lot for my skin, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like a regular moisturizer to me. Like I just felt like I wanted something that packed a little bit more of a punch rather than being a gel. I thought I wanted a gel, but when I tried it on, I was like, this doesn't feel quite like what I want to feel on my skin. I mean, it's nice, but I think I would be more okay with using it if they didn't advertise it as a moisturizer, like just as a gel on its own, I think would be good. But literally on the name it says gel cream, and I don't know, I just feel like as a moisturizer I want something that's like white and creamy rather than having a gel texture. And this is very much like an actual gel texture. I've used it so much, which you know you would think is like a really good thing, but oh wow, I really can't take out any product anymore. But anyways, this is as much as I could get out of it. This is how it looks on the skin. And yeah, it just instantly like disappears into your skin. It smells really nice, especially like for the summertime. I think it's a really, really nice gel. But I don't know, I think that it's just not what my skin was craving. I think my skin was craving more moisture, not something that was going to be instantly like sucked by my skin. I feel like that's actually what ended up happening. So I wanted something that packed a little bit more of a punch, which wasn't this. And I mean, this is fine. Like if you really are a person who struggles to wear moisturizers or who has like extremely oily skin, then yeah, I think this is a really good product for that. But for me, I just don't think that it's enough. I think that I genuinely would need an actual cream. So I ended up using this, but I ended up using this on my underarms because my underarm, and hear me out, I know that that sounds really rude, and I don't mean to say it in a rude way. I mean it in the nicest way, because the skin on my underarms is also very sensitive, and I haven't been catering to it as much as I should. So actually, more recently, I've been using my Vanicream facial cleanser also, you know, on the skin of my face, as well as on the skin of my underarms, because my underarms are so sensitive. Like, it is ridiculous. I'm still on the hunt to find a good deodorant and combination of some sort of like light moisturizer that I can put on it. So for a very long time I was using this iUnik and my skin really quite liked it. I found literally no problems with it on my underarm skin. So I thought that was really nice. I used it up and then I was like, oh my god, now what am I gonna use? Am I gonna buy it again for the sole purpose of using it on my underarms, which is fine, like I can probably do that. But I ended up purchasing another product that I am now using on my underarms that we don't have to talk about in this video. But anyways, I really like that it has the Centella Asiatica leaf water, tea tree leaf water. Well, at first I was kind of like tea tree, like, ooh, I wasn't too sure about that because it's kind of similar, on a similar path of like essential oils type thing, but because it's the leaf water, it's have the ability to be as irritating as just tea tree on its own. And you know, another thing that it says on here that I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know, is the brightening and wrinkle care. I don't think that this little gel on its own is going to do everything to help with your wrinkles. I mean, I didn't really use it on my face for very long, so I can't tell you. And then as far as the brightening, again, I can't really speak to that because I didn't use it on my face for very long. But you know, this is another thing, like I don't care to have brightening on my skin. I literally have brown skin and it's not gonna get very bright. Nor do I want it to get lighter. I know that in South Korea that is a really big thing for people to want to look like a brighter skin tone than what they already have. I mean, I just don't agree with that at all, but I'm not gonna stop using Korean products because of that. I just will probably evade the ones that say that they will brighten your skin, which is kind of hard because there's a lot of them. But I think it's more so, well, it's not necessarily that I'm gonna stop using brightening products or products that promise brightness, but more so that that's not the reason why I'm gonna buy a product. I'm gonna buy a product because of other things that it promises rather than skin brightening. I mean, I just don't care for that at all. So that's this one. So again, if you are a person with very oily skin, you just can't stand creams and moisturizers, I think that this would be something that is nice for you. But if you have dehydrated or dry skin, even though I have oily skin, my skin is dehydrated, so that is a reason why it's not a product that's gonna work for me. Also for the summer months, it's gonna be really good. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a nice little product. I don't think that it should be your end-all be-all moisturizer, but it's a nice to have. And so for the next product, I was so excited about this one because some Korean skincare YouTubers were hyping it up pretty good, and it's this Abib gummy sheet mask with Heartleaf sticker. And this is a reason why I'm really into Korean skincare, and it's because they come out with like these new and cool ingredients that we aren't really using as much in America or in different parts of the world. And for this specific product, it's the Heartleaf, which over there is the Hotuina cordata extract. These are basically used interchangeably. It's the same thing. And it's kind of similar to like Centella and Sika, which are also primarily Asian ingredients that help with calming and cooling of the skin. And so that's really what this sheet mask promises. So man, I was so excited. Let me read some of the ingredients to you guys. Propylene glycol, glycerin, which is great, Centella Asiatica. It also has the Heartleaf in there, other different kinds of flower extracts, sodium hyaluronate, which is a form of hyaluronic acid, allantoin, which is supposed to be very nice and soothing as well for the skin, squalene, which I know that a lot of people like. For me specifically, I'm like not the biggest fan of squalene, but it also is included in my cleanser, so it's kind of like maybe I should be quiet. Because I'm actually, the reason why I'm scared of squalene is because I used it in like its purest form in one of the Ordinary's products, and it gave me an allergic reaction, and so ever since I've been very like scared of trying squalene, but it has it very low on the ingredients list, as does this one. So I'm gonna try not to freak out about it basically. But and it also includes ceramides, which I think is cool. And at the end it includes limonene. Not the biggest fan of, because it's fragrance essentially. So the Hotuna cordata says that it helps to smooth the skin, control sebum, as well as refine the pores, which I find to be very specific promises. The Centella asiatica helps calm the skin with inflammation, wound healing, and improve circulation. As far as masks go, especially over in South Korea, they tend to go pretty inexpensive. So if you find something that's more expensive, you're kind of like, yeah, I can always get something cheaper. This one I think was $4 or $6. I can't remember. It was probably $6. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I should buy it. So I ended up buying 2 of them. After trying one, I broke out a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to attribute it to the sheet mask. Maybe like a week or so later, I tried the second one, and literally the day after, I got like this pimple that turned out to be so huge. I can still see the scarring from it, and it's this one right here, and it stayed on my skin for like, I kid you not, 2 weeks, and it was so hard to get it off. Even I even put pimple patches every day. I tried putting like a little bit of retinol on it. I did like benzoyl peroxide some days, like obviously not on the same day. Like I tried different things on separate days. I didn't go that crazy, but man, it was so hard to get rid of it. At some point there was like 2 pimples in that same area, and I was just not having it. So I still don't want to say that it was because of this mask, but what I will say is that I probably won't be using it again. I don't want to give it a 3rd chance and then the same thing happened to me again. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna not. One thing that I didn't love from here was that it actually includes witch hazel, which witch hazel isn't an ingredient that I particularly love. I think that it can be pretty stripping and again kind of just unnecessary. So I just think they had a lot of good ingredients in this formulation to include like fragrance, and witch hazel was just kind of unnecessary to me. But I mean, because it didn't work for me doesn't mean that it's not gonna work for you or for other people. So I think that if you are interested in trying skin masks, and if you really want to give it a try, you can. But also know that there are so many different brands, and even brands create their own different kinds of masks. So if you want to try sheet masks, you can try something else. And they have different skin masks too for all different kinds of skin concerns. So not just for acne, not just for brightening. They target so many different kinds of issues that you might be wanting to correct. So if you're interested, definitely go on websites like Illiyoon, Stylevana, Yesstyle. You will find so many different kinds of sheet masks, I promise you. Honestly, for sheet masks, it's more so of the experience, like giving yourself that little luxury, because I'm not the type of person who's gonna wear a sheet mask every single night. They're honestly also pretty wasteful. I don't pride myself on being like a super sustainable person, but I'm just saying, like, if you care about the environment, that's probably not something that you're gonna be using anyways. But it is kind of worth mentioning. I mean, you're better off just getting a serum that does similar things. Yeah, I think probably the closest thing to a sheet mask would be a serum, and you know, they come in little bottles and they're gonna last you longer. So I think that overall probably a serum would be a better choice than a sheet mask. But in South Korea, sheet masks are very, very popular. So if you're into sheet masks, kbeauty is where you can get them. Last but not least, one of the products that I was really hopeful for, really excited for, and I still honestly pretty much am, is this Illiyoon Ceramide Auto Concentrate Cream. And I know I totally mispronounced that, so I'm really sorry. The reason why I went like all out for this last one with moisturization, because of my skin becoming so dry after using my cleanser. As I've mentioned before, it's a great cleanser, but it can be kind of drying to the skin. Although, to be honest, like whenever I've been on this cleanser, I don't break out. I really don't break out, and it's honestly even helped me so much with my blackheads here in my nose. They used to be so much more noticeable, and now I feel like it's more so just the sebaceous glands rather than blackheads themselves. So I definitely attribute that to BHAs, but I honestly haven't been using BHAs very much anymore, so probably it's due to this. I stopped using it as often as I did every day, and so you can tell that I have, because these pimples have been coming out. Basically, like every night I have been using this ceramide cream, and at the beginning it kind of scared me because when you get it out of the packaging, it looks like your regular cream, but once you start kind of putting it onto your skin, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it has like these itty bitty beads looking things. They're very small, and so initially they kind of scared me because I thought, oh my god, is this supposed to be an exfoliant? It doesn't come in a box, which is good, but everything's in Hangul, so I don't understand. I don't know what it's telling me. So once I went onto the website, I found that these little beads contain encapsulated ceramides. So they will essentially melt as time goes on, and they will be gone in a few minutes, but it's essentially like a slow release of the ceramides so that you don't get it all at once, and so with time it is still able to penetrate into the skin better than if it was done all at once. I'm not gonna lie, when you do put it on, it feels just like a tiny bit raspy, but like I said, it does its slow release with the capsules, so eventually you don't feel them anymore. I will only wear this at night. I don't use it in the morning, especially because I go to work and I use my face mask. It would be way too much if I used it with my face mask, and then I would end up probably breaking out because of so much like heat and breathing and blah. So a product that I end up using is a serum by Aveeno, their new Calm and Restore serum, which is awesome to wear, something to kind of protect you whenever you're wearing your face masks, just so that you don't just wash your face and don't wear a moisturizer, you know, and it's not heavy to where it's going to break you out. So I really genuinely love that serum, but that's what I use in the morning. At night, every single night I have been using this, and the morning when I wake up, my skin is so soft and smooth. Like, I just love it. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, wow, it looks so good. These two together, in my nighttime routine, oh, in addition to this one, I wake up with such good looking skin the morning after. Like, I just genuinely really like it. It's been making me feel so good. And good things about this product are that it's supposed to improve the skin barrier with the encapsulated ceramides. It says on here that it also strengthens the skin barrier against factors like bacteria to improve the skin from within, which sounds good to me. It's fragrance free, it's hypoallergenic, and it has been tested for sensitivities. So that also kind of gave me more peace of mind whenever I was freaking out a little bit about the encapsulated ceramides. It does give you that rich moisture, which I really genuinely like. So honestly, after using this cream, I am interested in trying other creams that are high in ceramides, and just creams in general that help restore your skin barrier and provide a lot of moisturization. What I would say about this cream is that it doesn't feel greasy, but it does feel I guess like kind of warm when you put it on. I mean, obviously it's a moisturizer, I'm not gonna lie. It does feel like you're wearing a moisturizer, but it's not the heaviest moisturizer I've ever used, if that makes sense. I mean, you have to use something to help your skin, so why not use something like this? It's not the heaviest product I've ever used, but it's also not the most lightweight either, and that's okay. I would much rather use something like this and make sure that I'm giving my skin proper care rather than, you know, using a very light moisturizer that isn't going to help me in the long run, and then later on I end up with oily skin because my skin sucked in what little moisture I was given from it, and then it's trying to overcompensate and creating more oil. So with this, I don't find to have a problem with that at all. As a matter of fact, when I wake up, like I said, my skin looks and feels really nice and soft. It looks great. And honestly, sometimes I don't even need to like give myself a wash with a cleanser. Like I really just wash my face with some water. I put on that serum, and then I'm good to go for my day because I have to wear a mask. And so yeah, I'm good. The one thing that I like about this, as you guys can tell, it has this little Glow Pick Consumer Beauty Award. You can kind of think of it as like the American version, the Korean version of like Allure, but probably this is much better because Korean skincare is just superior. But this is from 2019. So it's been like 2 years since it won the award, but I don't care. I mean, I think that just goes to show that a lot of people are buying it and are really enjoying it. So I'm really happy that I got it. I think that is probably like one of the star products that I got from this little haul to show you guys, in addition with this one. I mean, but this one I feel like it's harder to know if it's really working. I do like it. As far as improving hyperpigmentation and stuff, I think that I still have a while to go to see the difference and to really know if I can attribute it to the specific product. But I mean, minus those 3 pimples that I have right here, I think that my skin overall has been looking pretty good. So just like kind of try to ignore these, but everything else looks good. I feel pretty positive about the skin that I am in ever since that I've started to use this cleanser and then eventually finding a good moisturizer. I guess the only thing that I will say about the moisturizer is that I'm still a bit like on the fence about the little encapsulated ceramides. I just think that I'm fine. I would have been fine if they included the ceramides without the little encapsulated part. With that being said, I am still curious to try out different moisturizers to see if there are others who can provide that moisture without the encapsulation. Yeah, this about completes my first impressions on these specific skincare products. And yeah, I can definitely see the allure from them. I can definitely understand why people are into these products and they've been buying them and leaving good reviews. I think that they all have a lot of positives to them. I think the only one that I wasn't a huge fan of was the Abib sheet mask. But what I will say, like I mentioned before, it didn't work for me, but it could work for a lot of other people. So I don't want to be too harsh on it at all. I think that I would like to try different products of that same brand later on and see if I really do like them or not. But yeah, for the rest, I definitely do think that there's something to love in each and every product. And I'm actually curious if you guys have tried any one of these products, or if there are any Korean skincare products and have been your tried and true favorites. If there is something that you would like for me to try, then I will definitely love to do that for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!